Okay, we are live, it looks like.
Hey everybody.
It usually takes a second though. I'm gonna move this around. Scoot a little closer to me here, bud. Just the light is
Okay,
better.
I'm good.
Okay, sí, está bien. Dale,
Sí, sí,
dale,
dale,
está
dale.
bien. Ajá, sí. Okay, so we are in Cartagena, Colombia.
Melting.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's like a
here.
glazed donut.
It's really hot, and we're eating in this little outside cafe. The food is delicious, but it is. You can hear the fan going over there. That is not the sound of a gigantic B-52 bomber coming in or anything. It's just a really huge fan. It's blowing on us. I'm not going to do a really long live, but I wanted to go live because I want to explain to you what we're doing here and introduce you to some of the ladies that we are helping. Now, it was about a 1-hour flight from Panama to get to Cartagena. So very short, very easy. We left early this morning.
Dámelo.
So
Hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Todo bien? Yeah, this is the sister of the girl we're with that is actually in prison right now.
let me turn the camera around here.
Hola, hola. ¿Estamos hablando?
No. Puede pedirle a
bajar la
el
música,
volumen,
por
la
favor.
música. De repente
No sé
ahora
si-
tenemos. Is that
Hola.
never fails?
¿Cómo les fue?
I try to do an interview and we have Beeper Man show up.
Bien. Vamos
this
a
case,
hablar
Beeper
con
Man
el
is,
abogado mañana.
This guy that just walked in and plugged his
Estamos
phone
hablando con
into
tu
the
hermana.
stereo system and
¿Es tu hermana?
turned it up.
Oh,
You're on the microphone, so
I
you can
just
take your
copy.
microphone.
Okay, ciao.
All right, so we are here with Olga, and what's her mom's name?
I didn't catch it yet.
¿Cuál es su nombre? Raquel. Olga and Raquel. And I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see Olga.
There she
There's
is, pretty
Olga.
girl.
And she's 35 years old, 30, yeah. And this is her mom, Raquel. She's talking to her daughter right now on the phone because her daughter is in prison. Now, Olga is from Venezuela, and she's been in Colombia for, wow.
17 years maybe?
17, yeah, a long
Since
time.
2006, she said.
Yeah. She's been here for a long time. She fled Venezuela in 2006 because everything got so bad there, right? And along with literally about 4 million other Venezuelans that have left their country. And half of those people have come to Colombia. Many of the women come to Cartagena because there are a lot of tourists here, and those tourists have money, and so you can sell things to them. If those women don't have anything to sell, many of them end up in prostitution. Now, Olga never wanted to do that, and so what she opted for was just basically begging, going downtown at night, and just she would sell candy, little pieces of candy or whatever she could, and beg for money. But that they've had kind of a crackdown lately, and because of this crackdown, they have a new government in Colombia. There's a new president in the country, and a new mayor here in Cartagena, and they've decided to really crack down on that kind of begging. It was getting out of hand, I have to say. You could go downtown in Cartagena and you couldn't walk 10 feet without somebody asking you for money. And so it was getting out of hand, and a lot of these women were taking their children downtown with them because obviously you're more likely to feel bad for a woman that's sitting there with a couple of little kids, a baby on her breast or something like that, than you would just a woman by herself. And so when they crack down, that's not a bad thing, that they're trying to clean up the image of Cartagena, but one of the side effects of that is that these women who were making a living, in many cases for years, now don't have a way to make a living. They have to find something else. And while we have been helping to try to get some girls out of that life, not not just prostitution, but just out of the life of having to beg for their living. And we've been helping them with little micro loans or micro grants, more like, not loans, in order for them to be able to buy, just a little coffee, little thing that carries several thermoses of coffee that they can make coffee in the morning, go out and sell the coffee there. Something like a little grill that they can grill hot dogs on, or something like that on the street. Just some kind of small business to give them a little more legitimate way of making a living that doesn't include taking your kids down to where there are a lot of perverts and wackos and trying to get them to beg for money. Because what happens is a lot of those kids end up being propositioned by guys from the United States. There are a lot of pedophiles that come down here, and there was a real problem with child sex trafficking because of that. Some of the girls we talked to said that they spent as much time trying to keep their kids away from the perverts and pedophiles than they did begging for food or for money. So there are all sorts of little businesses. They don't need much. A couple $100 a month down here is enough to live on, and $300-400 a month would be enough to actually have a pretty good life. You can rent a house for $50 to $100 a month. Food is very cheap, and so our intent is to help as many of these women as possible to get out of, to get to the next level, to basically get to a position where they're able to avoid having to be, prey for these guys that come down that are trying to lure them or entice them into sex trafficking. Let me ask Olga here, okay? Alguien me está pidiendo, o preguntando, si los venezolanos pueden tener un trabajo normal como esto, acá. Si se puede, pero tiene que tener un permiso, algo.
Aquí no hay
Ajá.
conferencia, nada.
Ok.
¿Por qué?
¿Por qué?
Porque, o sea, ahí en las esquinas hay tiendas, entonces ya a mí me toca hablar con el de la tienda para poder vender lo que voy a hacer, a venderme a las personas para poder sostenerme yo y mi familia.
Okay, so she's saying that they have, the Colombian government has allowed Venezuelans to be able to work here, and she, in fact, has a small job from time to time cleaning and doing laundry and stuff at a house for another person here. What else what I miss? Did you catch up?
What she was saying.
Were you listening? Okay. No, it's all right. So, yes, they can get a job. The problem is that there aren't enough jobs to go around because there are a lot more Venezuelans looking for jobs. When we were in Cucuta, I don't know, this is some time ago now, in Cucuta, the city of Cucuta, Colombia, which is the first city that they get to when they leave Venezuela. They come to Cucuta, Colombia first, and then from there they go all over the country. But in Cucuta, it's so bad that there are 300,000 Cucuteños, people who are from Cucuta, and there are 750,000 Venezuelans in that city. Cartagena could be similar to that. I don't know what the numbers are, but there are so many people here that there aren't enough jobs to go around. And so what we're trying to do, these people are not the people that were doctors and lawyers and that sort of thing, professionals that are leaving Venezuela, although there are many of those people who are also leaving. The people that we're dealing with are the lower classes, the poorest of the poor, who aren't educated and don't have the skills to do much in the way of other things. So, and there's also a lot of sort of prejudice against Venezuelans here because there are so many of them. They are kind of, it's a hassle for people. Everywhere you go, there are Venezuelans asking for money on the street corners and whatever, then it's obviously, you know, likely that you're going to run into some kind of problems like that. So here's what we're trying to do. We went and picked up Olga at her home and her mother. We brought them out here to a nicer part of town because it's not super...
¿Quería una cajita para llevar?
para llevar.
Y otra comida también.
Sí,
está bien.
Yeah, está bien. So hold on, somebody's asking, what kind of work did Olga do in Venezuela? Let me ask her. Oh, she's talking to somebody right now. She's ordering some food. So we brought them out of their neighborhood because their neighborhood is super dangerous, and for us to go into their neighborhood is not a great idea.
Sketchy.
So we don't stay long when we go, and we drove in, we picked them up, threw them in the car, and drove right back out. Came back to a more secure part of the city, which is like a 35-minute drive. I mean, I'm gonna do a live where we get in the car and we drive into their neighborhood so that you can see what that looks like. And I'm telling you, it will blow your mind what the traffic is like. It is like a video game. It's like Grand Theft Auto. It's crazy. So, let me ask Olga that question. Olga, me están preguntando qué tipo de trabajo tenía cuando vivías en Venezuela. So she was an independent seller. She sold, ¿qué vendía? Whatever little things she could sell. She, like, como en la calle, en un kiosco, and she just sold things on the street. That's what she did in Venezuela. So like I say, you know, these are not professional people. They're not highly educated, but they're salt of the earth.
And she was telling us that the father of her first child in Venezuela was mistaken
for
drug deal gone bad,
yeah,
and he was tortured and killed.
Tortured as in dismembered and murdered. ¿Cuál año fue matado tu man? Okay, so when she's 35 now, so it's about 10 years ago. Or no, it's more than that.
No, más.
No.
En Venezuela, sí.
Ese pasó en
Lo
Venezuela.
mató en Venezuela. ¿Y hace cuántos años? Como 10 años.
Yeah,
10
so
years.
it was about 10 years ago. And she has 3 children. Ella tiene, explícame a tus niños. Tus niñas. Tú tienes 3.
Tengo un niño y
So she
tengo
has a
dos
son, and she has 2 girls.
She has 1 son and 2 daughters. Okay, you.
Yeah.
¿Y
Sigue.
cuántos años tiene?
El mayor tiene 16.
So
La
her oldest
segunda
has
tiene
16, 9.
tiene 13 y la última tiene 9.
Okay, so
no,
16, 13, and 9 are the ages of her kids. She doesn't even look like she's over 16.
I know, she looks so young. Pareces muy joven. Sí.
Tengo 35.
Sí, so she's 35.
She's 35 years old. She will have a birthday in March.
Okay.
En marzo, 19.
19 de marzo.
So
Okay.
March 19th, she'll be 36.
So, hey, thank you very much, Matt. Thank you for that $9. Here's what we're going to do. We have collected up some money, and we're going to try to help as many people, girls, as we can while we're here. But we want to give you a chance to share in the blessing with us of being able to help these people. Today, when we first got here, we got in our rental car, which is absolutely brand new. I think we're the first people to drive it.
Yeah.
It's completely clean, squeaky clean, and we drove out of the airport and stopped at a stoplight, and a girl that looked a lot like Olga came up and asked if she could wash the windows on the car. And Connie, being soft-hearted like she is, I'm like, we don't need them, it's clean. She's like, let her wash the windows. I'm like, okay. So while we're at the stoplight,
She was working.
this girl very diligently washed the windows, and they usually, you give them 25 cents and they're happy. Connie gave her like $50. And she just about lost her mind.
It made my day.
She just about lost this girl. You could see her over there. She was like, doing this and kissing the money, and she was so
the best
happy.
thing.
But and it's so much fun to be able
That's
to
what
bless
we do
people
with the
like
money
that.
that you guys send to us, to this channel during these lives.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's just fun to bless somebody with a little surprise like that, and other times we're trying to do things that make a real life-changing difference in people that help them get on their feet so that they can start helping other people.
That's
So
right.
that's what we try to do.
And that's what we're trying to do here. Is today we're trying to help Olga, and there's going to be several others that we're going to see while we're here. But what we want to do is, if you want to join us, go ahead and make you can donate via the super thanks, super chat, or you can go to my link tree, which is linktr.ee/Holton, HOLTON, and you can donate there. Whatever we can raise, we will add that to what we brought, and we're going to help. So Olga, tiene que explicar qué tipo de negocio quieres. ¿Qué tipo de
Exactly. What
negocio
kind of
quieres
business does she want to
para
do?
hacer?
Para vender perros calientes.
So she wants to sell sausages and hamburgers and things like that. So she needs a little grill.
Con relleno.
Entonces, ¿qué necesitas para hacerlo?
What do you need to do that?
¿Cómo se llama?
Yeah,
She
so
needs
she
a
needs a
cart.
little cart. Thank you. I can't read all that, Connie. Can you read?
Oh, yeah.
Liam.
Thank you,
Ian?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much.
El carrito y
She needs a little cart
lo que voy a emplear.
Uh-huh.
that she can use to
And,
work with.
and supplies.
Yeah.
I see.
Some
Okay.
potatoes, things like that. Just
Thank
food
you,
supplies
Sharon.
with a little food cart. And she would like to do this in her own neighborhood so that she doesn't have to go. She doesn't have to leave her neighborhood. Doesn't have to leave her kids.
Yeah. And that would be much, much better because they don't have childcare to speak of. Now she leaves her kids with her mom when she has to go work someplace or whatever. But her mom, when we were there today, there were how many kids in that house?
Oh, there were a bunch.
Their house is
There were a
about the
bunch.
size of a bedroom.
And we're looking forward to showing you the house.
Yeah, we'll show you the
when
house,
we head back
but-
out there again.
But it was, there were what, 9, 10,
There had to be. Yeah.
12 kids in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, there were a bunch.
And
Babies,
of course,
tiny
no air
babies.
conditioning. They don't have a refrigerator. No, ¿Tienen refri en tu casa?
Una nevera.
¿Hay
Tenía
nevera?
una nevera en la casa.
No. No, she didn't have no necesita televisor. That's it.
Pero sin televisor no va a tener más hijos.
I told these girls I was going to buy them a television because they keep having babies. And I'm like, you guys need a TV, so you'll quit having so many babies. And they'd laugh. They're cracking up at that.
No quiere más bebés. You don't want any more
no.
children. Okay.
No, she doesn't want any more kids.
Okay.
She's got too many kids.
So she's ready for a TV.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
she's it. Yeah.
We're kidding, of course.
But so they don't have a refrigerator. They didn't have any. I didn't see any food in the house.
There wasn't
It's
a
just
fan.
yeah.
I
They
don't
have a
think
fan.
it was a fan. It was-
They had a couple of
Oh,
chairs.
yeah, they brought the fan out for
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll show you their house when we get back there if we have a connection over there. I don't know, but we can't stay in that neighborhood for a long time. So, about the 1st of December, a lot of these girls, the Venezuelan girls that were going downtown and trying to ask for money down there, were, yeah, tráigame otra. No, dos.
Pero sin gas.
Ella sin gas, yo con gas. So they were, going down there and doing what they do, trying to make a living, and they were arrested. And they rounded up about 13 of those women.
And now Olga, that we're here with, she was there
Right.
that night they got arrested, but it was not her custom to take her children downtown.
Well, she had been. I mean, I met her 3 years
Yeah,
ago
she
when I
had
was
been,
down
but it
here.
was not a
But
custom.
she quit doing it
Gracias.
because it was too dangerous.
Yeah.
And the police had warned them that they would be in trouble if they did.
Oh, sí.
But what they find is that they can't make enough money to survive if they don't have their kids down there with them. So she did not have her kids with her that night, thankfully. And because of that, she was not arrested, but the other women were. Now, 2 of the women that were arrested were women that we have been helping out as much as we could, and we had just gotten them to the point. We came down here in August, and we just got them to the point. Thank you, Marcella. Marcella, is that what this is? We had just gotten them to the point where we had given them a little micro grant, and we had
The same kind of food court. or
yeah,
cart,
same
rather.
kind of cart, like a little cart where they can fry things and make things to sell. And then there was a huge flood that flooded their whole neighborhood, and so their cart didn't get wrecked. It was up in their house, which is on the second floor, but they couldn't get it out of their house to go to work. And so they were still going downtown for the time being until the water went down in their neighborhood.
And this wasn't just water.
It was sewage. It was really bad.
It was bad.
And it was like knee deep.
Bad.
And it was like that for weeks in their neighborhood because the exit of the water was blocked up with trash and they couldn't get out. The question, is it better to donate to the families in Colombia via PayPal? Yes, the fees are lower if you donate through PayPal than if you donate here on YouTube, but we'll take whatever we can get, and we're going to, again, make up the difference with our own funds and other things that have been donated by other people that we know. So these women were arrested, they were put in jail, and they are hopefully going to get out the 12th of this month. We're hoping. Their hearing is the 12th. These women were not trafficking their kids. They were just trying to make a living. But they put them in jail anyway. The kids are staying with another lady. It's a friend of theirs. We're going to go visit them later on this afternoon. Those women are stuck in a cell. They've been moved, I guess, now. There's only 4 women in one cell now, which is better.
If I can keep up with
But they
what's
don't
going
have no tienen colchones en su celda. They don't- They have basically a sheet to sleep on.
Sleeping on the cement.
They're sleeping on the cement. No sheet, no mattress, no pillow. And they have to pay for their food. They don't get fed if somebody doesn't give them, actually buy their food for them. It's not like in the United States when you go to jail where the government has to take care of you. Sí, yo no entiendo eso.
I don't understand this.
Si las mujeres no tienen plata, no
If the
tienen
women don't have money,
dinero, van a morir de hambre.
are they just going to die from hunger?
Allá en la celda en donde están,
Ajá.
a ellas le dan desayuno, almuerzo y cena.
Ajá.
Las visitas de las mujeres los sábados,
Ajá.
nosotros le llevamos.
Pero ¿por qué tenemos que pagar la comida? No.
No, porque el gobierno se la da ya.
Oh, so they do give them a minimum of food to
Okay,
eat.
sounds like
That's
they're
good.
getting food, good.
Pero yo
I
pensaba
was
que
thinking
tenemos que
I'd
pagar
get
como
something.
$7 diarios para cada persona, para su comida.
No cuando estaban en otro. Todos los días.
Oh, en esto no, pero en el
So
otro no.
the first prison that they were in, we were paying for their food because they weren't receiving anyone. Now they've been moved and they're getting
They're in like a real
some food
prison now.
that the government supplies
Yeah.
for them. I was wondering, I was thinking, how the heck did
I know.
kids not
Yeah,
die
just
from
crazy.
hunger? Pero,
So-
y por ejemplo, las necesidades de las mujeres, de algo para menstruación y todo.
Sí.
For things,
Por su celo.
Nosotros le toca comprar para
so things
Okay,
for
so-
like women for their monthly periods and things like that. You know, just hygienic things has to be provided by the family. Oh, I
Right.
couldn't imagine.
Yeah,
The
y si
family
no
could not
tienen,
bring you.
No, ellas llaman, entonces
pero si no hay
Pero si hay
plata,
una
si
mujer
no
que no
tiene
tiene-
familia o algo así.
Oh, so
That-
if
if
they
they-
don't have anybody to bring it, they don't have
They
anything.
just don't have it.
I couldn't imagine.
Toothpaste, toothbrush, socks,
Feminine
underwear,
products, yeah.
feminine products,
Wow.
hair products, anything like that.
Oh,
And so, actually, it's the same way in many places in Latin America.
yeah. This isn't unusual.
We have some friends who have actually put together what they call dignity kits for these women who are in prison around Latin America because they just don't have even just the minimum basic feminine products just to keep themselves clean even. So it's very difficult. I'm eating a little bit of chicken
I'm
here.
going to post the link tree on here. Sorry guys, that's
Okay,
why
yeah.
I'll post it on here. If you want to donate other than the super chats here,
Yeah, PayPal doesn't take as much out in fees, but whatever. We're happy
we're happy
with
with
whatever. And
because we're going to make it work and God stretches it.
yeah, God gives us what we need to help these women. I would love to be able to help all of them, but there's literally thousands of them down here, and we just try to help the ones that God brings to us. And so this is exactly what I started this podcast for, because I wanted to use the power of the internet and this new media to allow you to not only hear the news about what's happening around the world, the wars and disasters and bad things that are happening in places around the world, but for you to be able to reach through the technology and actually make a difference in somebody's life directly. So whatever we are gathering here today, whatever you guys want to donate, is going to go right directly
to this sweet little gal.
To this little gal right here. And it's going to help her get her dream off the ground of starting her own business with a little hot dog stand that she can do right outside her house in her own neighborhood without having to travel, without having to take her family, her kids or anything downtown. And by doing that, we won't have to continue sending her money every month. She'll be able to take care of herself, and we can find somebody else to help. So this is a way that we can all multiply our efforts to help people that are needy around the world. And you can know you're not, just giving us some organization that their CEO makes $1 million a year or anything like that. You're going to help Olga directly today if you decide to join us in that. And we are also going to be doing what we can to send some hygiene kits to the women that are still in jail. Hopefully, we're going to meet with a lawyer in the morning. And vamos a reunirnos con el abogado mañana.
Sí,
Lawyer tomorrow. She said
Okay,
yes,
yeah, so in the morning we're going to meet with the lawyer.
las 8, 9 o 10 de la mañana.
Okay, 9 or 10 in the morning tomorrow. And try to see what needs to happen to make sure we can get these girls out.
Make sure things are moving along.
Yeah, I mean, because they don't need, they're looking at, because they're being charged with trafficking their children, which they weren't, but they're looking at like 25 years in jail if they don't get out.
Dime.
La sala de belleza se llama Raquel.
And so we're hoping the 12th of this month things will get better, but we'll see. Thank you, Kimball.
Okay, I'm posting the link tree again. Someone just asked how we can donate. There's a couple of donation options on the link tree.
You can go to Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, whatever, on the link tree that Connie's putting up right now in the comments. And or you can just hit those 3 buttons down at the bottom of your screen on the right and go to supers or thanks, and that will give you the option of donating right here on the chat. If you're watching this after we went live, then you're free to continue to send those and donate, and we will make as best use of it as we can. I can't guarantee that it'll go toward Olga's, because by then, I don't know when you'll be watching this. We might have already taken care of her, but what we'll do is we'll use that to help the women who are in jail.
Yeah, we're not going to stop working here. I don't.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we're committed to these. What we're trying to do is form lasting relationships with people here, and not just do drive-by shootings in terms of money. Just throw money out the window and run off. Although we're doing that too.
Except for my little window washer lady. But
She
that
gave
was
the
really
window
fun.
washer lady $50 today and almost killed her. I thought that lady was going to have a heart attack.
She was so happy.
Yeah, she was.
It made my day.
I guarantee you she's got some hungry kids at home. So that is what we are trying to do. How much are we up to, Connie? I can't say.
Oh,
It
gosh,
looks
I
like
don't even know.
400. Well, it says right there. Let's see.
Oh, wow, $448.
Okay,
How much
$448.
was that little food cart we bought the last time we
I
were
think
here?
it was about that. I think it was about $400, but then we got to get hot dogs and bread
there's
and
just some different
all
things,
this
but
stuff.
This is a great start. I mean,
But
we're gonna,
yeah,
we're gonna
this
do
will be super helpful. Yeah, we're going to make it happen.
Okay.
So
And yes, it's hot here. I'm a
it
glazed
is.
donut.
It is really.
We live in Panama, but this is not Panama hot.
No,
This
we live
is
up in the
something
mountains.
Way different than Panama hot, let me tell you. Hace calor. Para esa, Panamericana.
Explain what today is. That's a holiday.
Oh, well today, okay, so in Latin America, in the Christian countries in Latin America, I don't know all the history of it, but January 6th is King's Day.
Oh, 3 Kings.
Oh yeah, 3 Kings Day. See, I don't know what I'm talking about. 3 Kings Day, but usually it's on the 6th of January. but today is a holiday here in Colombia because I guess it was on a weekend or something.
Let's
I don't even know what
ask.
I'm explaining.
Somebody says, is there fear that the cart will be stolen? Let's ask her.
Okay.
Olga, si tienes un carrillo, ¿no tienes miedo que alguien va a robarlo? No, ¿por qué no? Porque es grande.
Sí, porque a mí me conocen bastante.
Oh,
Okay,
in
'cause
el
she
barrio.
knows everybody in
Okay,
her
so she'll be
neighborhood.
working in her own neighborhood.
Guardarlo, lo guarda la ley, no le pone candado. Mi
¿Cómo?
casa para guardarlo.
Yeah.
Mi
Ahí.
misma casa.
So she'll put it in
el
her house
carril,
to keep
para
it
mi
safe?
misma casa yo lo guardo. Después de que vendamos el negocio.
Okay, so explain what she said.
Okay, so she said that she knows everyone in her neighborhood, and so she's not afraid that anybody will steal it. And then, of course, she will keep it safe at night.
She'll roll it inside at night.
Yeah.
And keep it safe. There. So, I mean, I think that I'm hoping that we can interview the mayor tomorrow. Somebody just gave on PayPal.
Yeah. But it's a holiday today, so we can't
Right.
get to the mayor. So
Right.
that was an oversight on our part on the planning of the trip. But
I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I know about Three Kings Day.
so we duck and dodge. Yeah, and I thought it was over.
Yeah, I thought it was already done. But they moved it. So anyway, we're going to do the best we can while we're here. And we appreciate everybody who is giving. Are we over? Did we hit 500? Yeah, 517
Yeah.
cents.
Well,
Okay.
so Mavis
Well-
Beach, yes, is there a short-term? This is a short-term solution. Not necessarily short-term because it's going to provide her with income for her family.
Right.
Any
No.
ideas on something more long-term?
No,
that
this
would
is a
employ
business.
More women.
No,
Yeah,
I
this
mean
is
for
a
them,
business.
you understand that it's much less expensive here to live, and their expectations of what they need to live are much lower. For example, Olga's mother here has not had a refrigerator. ¿Cuándo fue la última vez que tenía una nevera?
When was the last time you had a refrigerator in your house?
Pero se murió.
¿Se dañó?
Se dañó. So it's been 4 or 5 years since Olga's mother has had a working refrigerator in her house. And they just live like that because they don't have a lot of choice. She actually owns the little house where she lives.
Yeah, they've been there for like 30 years.
They've been there for like 30 years. But so Olga's mom needs help with just fixing up her house. She doesn't have a husband. He's dead. Or did he leave or he's...
Oh shoot, I can't
No,
remember what
Olga's
she said.
husband died.
I think she left. He left. her.
Su marido salió.
No.
Pero él salió hace...
Pero dejó.
Yeah, so he left many years ago. Very common in this culture.
Explain how you met Olga originally.
So originally, when I met Olga because I was here doing a story about the prostitution that takes place in Colombia and about the immigration of Venezuelan migrants. It was the first time I came to Cartagena, and where are the carts that you? I purchased one cart already,
And that's for Wendy.
It's for another family, and she has it, but she's the one that's in jail, so she can't use it right now. But so I came here the first time like 3 years ago to do a story about how Venezuelan women were having to come here and work as prostitutes. And I was downtown at night, and I met Olga on the street, and she was with her cousin or somebody, and so I put him in a taxi. I said, I want to see where you live. I want to understand more about your life. I don't just want to give you some money, but I want to know you. I want to understand you. So me and my buddy, we got in the car with them. We went to their house, it's the same house we're going to take you to, and we visited with their family, her mom and her kids and everybody, and got to know them. It was late at night though, and I was like, wow, this is a really bad neighborhood. And so we didn't stay too long, but we stayed long enough to get to know them. Now I, at that point, loaded them up. I gave them a bunch of groceries. We went to a grocery store and I just said, get whatever you need. And we just loaded them up with several $100s worth of groceries, took it to their house and dropped it off. And then I never saw them again. I left and I lost touch with them. So fast forward, I've now been here between then and now probably 7 or 8 times. And I've come here with other people who gave me the idea. Victor Marx gave me the idea of trying to do something more sort of ongoing to help these women. And I started helping Wendy and her family and some other families. And I never saw Olga again. Well, then the last time I was here, the last trip was in August. And we were here doing something a little different, helping Wendy get that cart and get set up with her business and all that. And so I just happened to run into Olga again and was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in 3 years. And she's lost a lot of weight. And I was like, what happened to you? And she said, oh, we can't bring our kids downtown anymore, and so we're going hungry. And it was like a light went on. I was like, oh my gosh. So I got her cell phone at that point, and I've been helping her out since then. So that's how I met her. It was 3 years ago. And
yeah,
somebody just asked another question.
Yeah, someone asked if they need a business license to have the little food
No
cart.
tiene que tener permiso para tener tu carrillo o nada.
No, yo ando con el de la tienda que son amigos míos.
Okay.
Okay, so he asked if she needed permission to work, and she said no. I have talked with someone that has a little store, and they said no.
Okay, so there, especially in their neighborhood, I doubt there's any enforcement of anything. There's certainly no code enforcement when it comes to the building codes out there. So I would be surprised if there was any kind of rules or anything that they had to do.
Yeah,
but
Cynthia,
suffice it to say, somebody was asking, like, why not try to get them to a point where they can get a much better job? We could get, 1 or 2 girls maybe to go through college, and that would be a 4-year process. Or we can help these women in much faster and help many more of them get to a point where they can at least support themselves without begging or resorting to prostitution. That's our goal right now, is we're trying to just get them to the point where they can put food on the table, put a roof over their heads, and not have to sell their bodies, and just not rely on me to send them money every month for everything they need.
Okay, so there was a question, would they need a refrigerator for the meat, cheese, etc.? Yes.
Yes, or a cooler, which would not be as good. And so
Well, we did buy Wendy with her food cart a small refrigerator to put in her house.
yeah, they don't need a big refrigerator like you have in your house.
Because they can go get the food on a daily basis as they sell out. That's
¿Cuánto cuesta tu electricidad, tu luz en tu
your
casa?
electricity in your house.
Pero ¿cuánto tiene que pagar para
How much,
la luz?
how much do you have to pay for your electricity in the
Ajá.
Porque tengo que coger la luz en la tienda.
Ah, entiendo, pero ¿cuánto cuesta?
No, yo hablo.
No, cada mes, ¿cuánto tiene?
O sea, hay que colaborarle algo al dueño de la tienda que me da el permiso
Sí,
para
sí.
trabajar ahí con la luz.
Pero ¿cuánto cuesta para ti cada mes para
Does
pagar
your
la luz?
electricity- En la casa.
Tienes que pagar cada mes, ¿no? ¿Cuánto cuesta?
En mi casa,
Ajá. En tu casa.
depende porque hay veces que viene
Más o menos. 200,000. 100.
150.
So 150.
Pero no, este es para el alquiler.
Sí, como 200.
200. Okay, so if you take all of her utilities together, it's about $50 a month. That's what she said.
Okay, so explain again what we are looking to do
So
with the donations that
for,
we get on
for
this
those of
side.
you that are just coming on, because right now we have
Counter agenda.
over 800 people on, I think.
Agenda.
So for the people that are just coming on, what we're doing here is we're in Cartagena, Colombia. We are sitting with a young single mother that I met years ago. And our hope is to assist her in starting a little micro business, which is like a food cart. And we're going to try to buy her a food cart, and we're going to try to get her the supplies she needs to get it going. And then she can support herself, and that way we don't have to keep trying to send her money to help her pay the bills, and she doesn't have to like go out and like sell her body or sell candy or beg people for money, which is fraught with its own set of risks, right? So that's what we're doing here. We've been doing this for girls here in Colombia and Cartagena for several years now. And so we're just here for 2 days. We're diving in. We're going to try to go boom, boom, boom and help them out. And then we got to go on to bigger and better things. So whatever we're raising here on this live is going to go to help Olga and her kids. She's got 3 little kids. And
they're not so little.
actually one's
16,
13
to
and 9.
Mm-hmm.
And cuando estabas trayendo sus niños al centro para pedir limosna, a veces había gringos que están
When you were taking your kids down to
proposicionando,
when you were taking your kids down to
But
the center in
estaban
Cartagena, were there gringos that were
preguntando si
propositioning your
ellos
children?
pueden, si
Yeah,
puede
she said
vender.
yes, there were gringos that would proposition her for her children.
Yeah, so there were, when she was having to go beg downtown, there are Americans that come down that are pedophiles who wanted her kids, who wanted to
Wait,
rent her kids.
she said something else.
¿Cómo?
Me preguntaban que para qué hacía yo vender caramelo con mi hijo en la calle. Y yo le decía que para alimentarlo, porque yo soy madre soltera.
Ajá, sí, sí, entendemos eso. Yeah, so she's just saying that she was trying to explain, look, I've got to provide for my kids. And I'm doing what I can, but I don't, pero no quiere.
There's nobody here that wants to judge her.
Hay nadie que quiere que tú tienes que sabemos que tú nunca quieres vender tus niños para el sexo.
No, she never did anything.
She
and I
wouldn't
told her
work
we are not judging
herself
her.
as a prostitute, and she's not going to prostitute her kids out. But we're trying to keep anybody from getting to the point where that is that has to be their option. And for a lot of people, unfortunately, that becomes their option because they just they get here, they have nothing to sell, and they're literally starving. So if you want to donate, you can donate by using a super thanks thing here. You see these things coming up in the comments here, the pink one that just came up with Keith. He just donated $50. That is one way you can do it, or you can go to the link tree, which I think Connie is putting in right now. So watch the comments here.
Someone said I could pin it so that it stays up, but I don't know
you
how
have
to
to.
do that.
Well, I'll show you that afterwards.
All right.
For the next time.
I'm learning, folks.
You can go to this link tree that Connie's putting up, and you can donate via PayPal. You can donate via Venmo or Cash App or anything like that. So there are links on that link tree that will show you. Somebody's asking if your kids are in school. ¿Tus niños están en la escuela?
Sí.
En este momento.
No, están de vacaciones.
Oh, they're on vacation right now because it's
En
holidays.
febrero que
In February they'll start back to school.
Summer vacation.
¿Tienes que pagar por la escuela?
no gratuito.
So it's compulsory, free, pero es obligatorio.
Sí.
Okay, so
Pero
it's
de todas maneras hay que comprarle zapatos.
so they just have to buy what
Shoes.
uniforms for the kids.
Yeah.
Uniforme.
Útiles escolares también.
Okay, yeah.
lápiz, cuadernos.
Yeah,
So
so she
they
has
really
to,
have to buy everything, just like we do in the United States,
yeah, uniforms, yeah.
except uniforms.
And pencils and like supplies usually are not given by the
No.
school.
No, and they don't get textbooks usually. They have to buy like little information pages, and
Right.
things like that you go to the store and buy, or you copy everything in a notebook off the blackboard from the teachers.
Right. So how much are we up to? It looks like
The
do we
link
hit
does not
1,000?
take me anywhere. What link?
Did she put the wrong link in?
I
Link
don't
tree?
know.
It's
Yeah.
linktr.ee/Holton, Holton, my name. linktr.ee/Holton.
Yeah.
So try that.
H-O-L-T-O-N.
And it looks like, can you see how
Oh
much?
my goodness, somebody just gave $99.
All right, thank you very much.
Oh my gosh.
Looks like we're over $800. And
guys
probably
are
we have some people that have given through PayPal.
You guys are just awesome. But really, this is a lot of fun to be able to do this for people and to bring you along,
Yeah.
to show you what we're seeing.
Let you join with us in the blessing of helping people who need it the most.
Yeah, and we look forward to having a live so you can see what it's like to drive through the streets
Right.
and to actually go into their home. But I really wish that you could feel the heat. I wish you could smell the smells.
No, you don't want to smell the smoke. And you don't want to feel the heat, trust me. It's no fun.
And you probably don't really want to be in the car with Chuck.
You don't want to drive with me either. So we're going to show you that in a
I spend a lot of time with my
minute.
eyes closed, so he thinks I'm sleeping all the time. I'm
She's
actually
praying. So, all right, so we're going to be done here and
Thank
pay
you
our
all.
bill and get out of here. Thank you
But
very
look for us
much.
again. We're going to try to go live if we have a good
So I
connection.
think we've raised about $1,000 for them to help them with their stuff. So that's fantastic. You guys are amazing. And if you want to stick around, in about 15 or 20 minutes probably,
We're gonna pay the bill here
we
and-
will go live again from the car. And if you can stand to watch us, we're going to drive to their neighborhood, and
We need
it
to find
is
something
an
to stabilize
experience.
the
Let me tell you.
phone, the
Yeah,
camera.
we got to go find a
You'll
one
get
of
car
those things
sick,
to
I
stick the
promise, real
phone
quick.
up on the windshield. I didn't bring anything like that. So, hey, thank you
You
very
guys are
much.
just incredibly generous,
Yes.
and you know we will do everything we can to stretch every dollar that you guys send us.
That's right. Thank you for joining us. God bless you very much. And one thing
Yes,
that
we
we
will be
promised.
seeing the lady pastor later today, right?
Yeah, we're going this afternoon to
Yeah.
see her. So one thing that you can be sure that we will do when we get to their house is we're going to gather them and their children all up, and we're going to do what the man of the house should be there doing. But there's no man there. We're going to pray for that family. And we're going to put our hands on their family. We're going to wrap our arms around them in a big group hug, and we're going to pray for that family because they need spiritual headship, and they don't have it. So the women are on their own for that. And while we're here, I'm going to do that. And so God bless you all.
Thank you guys.
And, again, we'll be back on as soon as I can find something to hang the phone from the car. Maybe there's a store over there. Maybe we'll go over there.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Okay. God bless you all. Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.